We're live now,
Right.
Mr.
We're ready to
Bilodeau.
call to order.
Joe Chappell,
Here.
Darrell Covington,
Here.
Valerie Duncan,
Here.
Adam Ropp,
Here.
Patrick Kerr, absent, and Lynn Bilodeau.
Here.
All right, and James Long, absent, so, but we have a quorum.
Thank you for all those who showed up.
And I'm assuming no public comments other than applicants that may comment during their
That is
hearing
correct.
for application.
That is correct.
Next thing on the agenda would be approval of previous minutes from the regular meeting on August 2nd. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes? Or let me rephrase that. Has everybody read the minutes? Everybody's had a chance. Right? It's
true.
Has everybody read the minutes?
It's true.
Just one comment.
Okay?
On item number 4, Valerie Duncan was talking about, she felt that the awnings and the retractable doors looked industrial, and we have industrious in the minutes.
Well, we at least know that Mr. Covington read the minutes.
I appreciate that.
Way to go, Darrell.
Well, I mean, it's,
No, well, no, and it
the
should be.
words are quite
industrial.
different.
Yes, they are.
You need to start putting Easter eggs in here to see if people are reading it. Like, if you read this, you'll get $20 if you tell me that you see this.
Hey, I've done that in some documents before, similar things, just to see if people read it. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't.
Yeah.
Any other changes, corrections, discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Pass.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second?
Joe Chappell,
Yes.
Darrell Covington,
Yes.
Valerie Duncan,
Yes.
Adam Robb,
Yes.
and Lynn Bilodeau.
Yes.
All righty.
Item 4, HPC application 21-017. Discussion and potential action on a request for a certificate of appropriateness for new top-tier martial arts window signage for a building located at 107 East Oklahoma Avenue. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. This is the Crest Building located down the street over there by Boomerang. The applicant is requesting window signage. If you guys are familiar with the building, there's a number of windows that the building has on the front, and I think they're looking to put signage on about all of them except a couple, but you had the rendering in the application, and Aaron has it up front there. The signage on each of the windows does not exceed the 1/3 that it's required to by the guidelines. As you can see, it will be transparent. There's no background to it. And they're also requesting a sign on the very back of the building at the tallest peak portion there, which again is a very small sign considering the facade. So size-wise, there's really no issue there. So based on all that, staff did not have any concerns with the signage and recommended approval of the application.
And is the applicant present? You want to go ahead and step forward to the microphone if you'd state your name for us?
David Washam.
And do you have anything to add to what the staff report?
I would add that I had spoke with Mr. Kasich, and the rendering will be smaller in real life. I just kind of did that so you could see the words. It's not exactly a scale on the picture, but I will ensure that it does not exceed the limits for the.
So it won't be larger than that, but maybe a little bit smaller?
Correct.
On
Correct.
each of those?
I did try to make steps to make the color a little more subdued for what you guys were looking for. It was more of a bright red, so we are taking steps, but it was hard to make the logo anything more than what it was. So.
Right.
So is this like, you guys like karate or ninjas?
You definitely need use of your fingers to participate in this type of martial art. You may not be
Suited?
Yeah, capable.
Do you do like nunchucks and swords and stuff?
We do not.
Oh.
But
Dojo, isn't it? Is it a dojo?
a gym, martial arts gym, we like to call it. So
Okay, so no karate.
No
You've watched-
karate.
You've watched too many movies.
I was going to say.
I was gonna say, I have seen Karate Kid.
Well, then that's basically what we're doing.
What we're doing?
Yeah,
So I guess what you're saying is on these windows that have these lists, the words, you know, like listed things,
yes,
that those are going to be reduced in size to be less than 1/3 the size of the window? Is
correct,
that-
correct.
And you work with
Yeah.
city
Absolutely.
staff to accomplish that?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then what about what is this? Was that an elevator shaft?
It
Was
is.
that a window
It is
up there?
currently an elevator shaft.
It is?
Yes.
And was that a window?
Yes, that's the control room, or the, maintenance area for the top of the elevator. And it's also the access to the roof,
But
so.
that was a window, I assume, at one time.
I assumed it's always been a window, yes.
Yeah.
It's got a sill on it, so you
Yeah,
would
yeah.
think. Anybody else have questions for the applicant?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Any
Okay.
further discussion? Ready for a vote?
Joe Chappell,
Yes.
Darrell Covington,
Yes.
Valerie Duncan,
Yes.
Adam Ropp,
Yes.
and Lynn Bilodeau.
Yes.
All right, passes 5-0.
Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
and good luck.
Yes.
Hope your business works out great and continues to grow.
So do we. Thanks for working with us.
Thank you. Mr. Kasich, any staff comments?
No, thanks for showing up, even though it wasn't a big agenda.
Any commissioner comments?
You mean this is
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Joe has
Okay.
commissioner comments.
I don't know if the other commissioners were able to watch the city council meeting in regard to the building that we did not approve last time.
Sure.
Well, I just wanted to make you guys aware because, for one thing, I really struggled with that. And what we're referring to is the building on the corner of Oklahoma and Wentz. I probably should have written this all out, but it went to city council. And there was a concern even there that those windows looked too industrial. And the city manager found some, what I thought were very nice options, and there's for you guys to look at. That is an actual garage type door. You can keep one, there's 6 of them there. And the city council voted to overturn our decision, but wanted the owner to work with city staff to try to get something that looks like this. And I think this is like I said, I struggled with that last one. I felt like, no, actually, after I left, I felt like I did the wrong thing. I'm just gonna say that, that's how much I struggled with it. But hopefully, this is something that would work better. And I just wanted you guys to know that this is what they decided to, something like this, to proceed with.
I think the point that Joe's making is we were overruled by city council, but with stipulations that they do something to make it blend in more and look a little bit more historical. So
Right.
I don't know if we had had that information, if we would have voted the same, if we would have voted different, I don't know. But the other thing I would say is that, you know, I would hope that anybody, I mean, we have a really difficult job here. And we have to balance a lot of things out. And I mean, obviously everybody, if you care enough to sit on this commission, I mean, you care about some history. And we want to preserve as much as we can. But we also have to balance, because if we can't find some 21st century uses for the building, what good does it do us to preserve them if we can't continue to use them? So it's just difficult to balance that. And I would hope that anybody has a problem with what we're doing or how we're doing it would come to one of us or come to me as the chair. I'll be glad to have that discourse with anybody. I don't appreciate when people try to go to the court of public opinion and make a big deal out of it, though. So I'm defensive. I'm defensive of you guys
Well, I think,
because I know how hard of a job this is, and I know we struggle. Adam, really, I don't have to tell you how bad Adam struggled with his decision last time. We couldn't get him to vote.
we had,
And if I had been last, I would have felt like him too.
Yeah, they're like, it's 3-3, Adam.
And I really think,
we had a comment to the designer that he might go back and look for an alternate method. And he acted like he didn't think that was doable, but then here we have it in front of us.
and Leroy found this, and kudos to Leroy for, you know, even making the effort.
To look it up.
And actually had some concerns about proceeding with the building the way it was, so.
So
I think-
I appreciate you guys, and we don't have to agree to be able to still get along and do our job. But I appreciate you guys, your volunteers, all of us are, and it's just a difficult job.
Something
And
that-
I appreciate each of you.
Something that's also kind of disheartening is, like he said, the court of public opinion. It wasn't city council that said this, but there was like hundreds of people on the Facebook forums. And immediately the idea was that if we didn't approve the exact doors that they got, that this business was gonna jump ship and go to Edmond or something. And that's not the case at all. That business was gonna go in regardless of what was dictated with the doors. But the way that it was perceived was that this business was wanting to come into town, it was some mom and pop place, we're saying no to this, and that was gonna drive business out, and that was a 0% chance of happening. It was, they had to do something historical or do something modern. Those were the options, it was gonna be here anyways. So, like Lynn was saying, it's kind of bad when the public perceives stuff. Well, I kept seeing comments like, well, like HPC shuts down businesses once again, and I'm like, I mean, 90% of what we do here is like paint color.
Although Dan's taken most of that off our backs.
Right.
And we appreciate that too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think the public,
Well, and two,
we
you
know
know,
we're not the Economic Development Committee, but we're not, nor are we the Anti-Economic
that's
Development
correct.
Committee.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's the,
I would argue that what we're doing is economic development.
Well, it is
Guthrie-
because-
Guthrie survives because it is a historic landmark district.
exactly.
That's
It's
correct.
on the National Register. It's special. And if we allow people to chip away at what makes Guthrie special, then there is no economic development
Yeah.
in this town. And I think that
Yeah.
is important.
What do you think of that?
To be pointed out.
And that is, and I agree.
I'm not
with
against you.
I think that's correct. I think if we lose the charm of our historical significance, as well as in fact lose our historical significance, we've lost a big draw. So,
And that's why I think Valerie should be
Well, and I'm
vice
not,
chair.
you know,
Yes?
I'll put it on the next agenda.
You just said yes.
okay. If there are no other comments, then I guess we are adjourned.
good.